Hey everyone, I'm Kel, and today we're going to be playing some Arkham Horror the card game. This is going to be a single scenario, single player campaign starring Jenny Barnes here. She will be our investigator for this scenario. And the scenario in question is the very first scenario of the core set box, Night of the Zealot. The scenario is The Gathering. I already have everything set up here. I have all my tokens. We're just going to get started. I'm going to kick it off with explaining our investigator. We're not going to go over every card in the deck, but I'll kind of explain what we got going on here, and then we will just start the scenario, and hopefully this will be a fun video. This is the very first time I've done anything like this. So our investigator is Jenny Barnes, the dilettante. I chose her because she is a very well-rounded investigator. She has pretty baseline stats across the board, so we can basically do whatever we want. And when you're playing a single-player game, that's kind of what you want to do. You want to have a good baseline so you can fight and you can get clues. She also says, or rather, she also has a very good special ability. It says you collect one additional resource during each upkeep phase. So we basically get 2 resources per turn, and her little special star effect is +1 for each resource we have. Deck size is pretty standard, 30 deck building options, 0 to 5 rogue cards, 0 to 5 neutral cards, and up to 5 level 0 cards from any other class. We're not going to go over the deck here. There'll be some surprises as we draw cards. And I also should note that I did not want to take any cards out of the decks in Robin, who's my girlfriend, and my current campaign. So I had to do some pretty tricky stuff here. Like, I don't have Leo DeLuca in this deck because it is in Robin's deck for our current Dunwich campaign. So there's some creative deck building stuff here. I think it's actually going to be a lot of fun. And in case you're wondering before we start off, all of these tokens, all of these custom tokens, and the game board here are all made by Team Covenant. I would highly recommend checking them out for that kind of stuff. Hopefully we have enough space to do everything here. I tried to set it up so you can still see things and we have enough space, but you know how it is. It's a never-ending struggle between space and viewability. Since this is my first video ever doing this, we are going to just roll with this and I'll adjust it as we see fit. This is our deck. Gonna shuffle it up. This is the encounter deck. I've already shuffled it up, but we'll just give it a nice little cut here before we get started. I also have the chaos bag all set up and ready to go. I'm just gonna set this aside. Don't have room on the table for, actually I maybe have room on the table for the chaos bag. And I'll just set it right there. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. But we are doing Night of the Zealot. I've already set up the campaign bag. We are playing under the standard difficulty. I didn't want it to be super hard. I didn't want to be like a slaughter fest for my very first video. So let me go ahead and read the introductory to the campaign, and then we'll read what we got here for the scenarios. Part 1, The Gathering. You and your partners have been investigating strange events taking place in your home city of Arkham, Massachusetts. Over the last few weeks, several townspeople have mysteriously gone missing. Recently, their corpses turned up in the woods, savaged and half-eaten. The police and newspapers have stated that wild animals are responsible, but you believe there is something else going on. You are gathered together at the lead investigator's home to discuss these bizarre events. So this is taking place at our house, good old Jenny Barnes' house. We start off in the study. So let's take a look at our agendas, because they do have the story text going on here. It says, "It is late at night. You are holed up in your study researching the bloody disappearances that have been taking place in the region. A few hours into your research, you hear the sound of strange chanting coming from your parlor down the hall. At the same time, you hear dirt churning as if something were digging beneath the floor. That is a doom threshold of 3, so basically got 3-ish turns before that advances. And then our Act 1 card says Trapped. As you leap to investigate, the door to your study vanishes before your eyes, leaving behind only a solid wall. You're trapped inside your study until you can find another way out. And it has 2 clues per investigator, so we only have a single investigator, so we just need 2 clues. Here is the study. It just says the door to your study has vanished. 2 shroud, and it has 2 clues per investigator. And the flavor text side says, "You've been investigating the strange events occurring in Arkham for several days now. Your desk is covered in newspaper articles, police reports, and witness accounts." So let's go ahead and put 2 clues on the study. Our little character card is going to start here, and let's draw our starting hand of 5. I've already got our resources down here. Let's kind of see what our hand looks like. That's a pretty resource heavy hand. Let's see. Oh, we did get Jenny's twin 45s though, which is really good. This is our signature card. It's a weapon. It's a 2-handed weapon. You know, she's got dual pistols, And it's pretty good. It has resources equal to, or ammo equal to the resources we spend to play it. And it does pretty good damage. So we're definitely going to keep that. We're definitely going to keep one of these emergency caches, which just cost 0 and we gain 3 resources. Not too bad. Here's the a second emergency cache. Manual dexterity. We're probably going to mulligan manual dexterity. It's just a skill test card for the feat, and we're not going to be running our way here. Like, if we find something, we're going to fight them. We definitely have the means to fight them. And then we have this decoy, which also helps us evade. I'm going to get rid of that. Do I want 2 emergency caches? Nah. Well, I could get just like one amazing gun. My first turn could be emergency cache, amazing gun. But then if I get a treachery that makes me discard an item, my gun would be useless. You know what? We'll get rid of that. We'll mulligan 3. Let's just throw out another 3. Ooh. Another manual dexterity. Ooh, Lone Wolf. Okay, cool. I think it's actually really, really good. So, Lone Wolf is a talent. It says limit 1 per investigator. Reaction. When your turn begins, if there are no other investigators at your location, gain 1 resource. Yeah, and since we're playing solo, that is a really good card. A second manual dexterity. And then a really, really good spell card. It says deny existence, 0, fast. Fast means it does not take up an action. Play when an encounter card or an enemy attack would cause you to do one of the following. Choose 1, discard cards from your hands, lose resources, lose actions, take damage, or lose horror. You ignore that aspect. Really good. So we could play our twin 45s and then save this in case we, something bad happened to it and made us have to discard it. So let's shuffle this up here. I don't know if I'm going to edit all of like the shuffling out, to be entirely honest. Like, who knows what I'll be doing with the editing here, since this is my first video doing this. I don't know if it'll be better just to hear my full ramblings like now, or just to cut it and make it more like snappy. Anyway, all right, let's go. So first turn here, we do not advance the doom on our first turn. We can try to investigate, maybe get some clues, but I think it's a good idea to kind of stock up here. So I'm going to basically stock up, and then next turn we'll try to do some investigating. I don't have any cards here to help me with investigating, but I think it's good to play our Lone Wolf. So let's play the Lone Wolf using a resource. And then let's play our emergency cache. Our discard pile is going to be over here. Don't have it on camera, but we're going to play the emergency cache to gain 3 resources. And then I will use all of the resources to play Jenny's twin 45s. So that's going to have... do I want to use all of them? Might as well just use all of them. So that's going to have 7 little counters on it. And we're going to set up all the counters here. It's a really good item. So if we come across any enemies, we're going to be able to blow them away. There we go. I believe that is 7. Nice. So that was our entire turn. Enemy phase happens. There are no enemies. So nothing happens. We draw a card. Ooh, knife. Nice. And we gained 2 resources because of Jenny's special ability. Nice. So that is our first turn. Now the actual bad stuff happens. So we get 1 doom on the agenda. And then we get a bad stuff card. Rotting Remains, Revelation, Test Mind 3. For each point you fail by, take a horror. Alright, here we go. Starting Arkham off the good way. So let's go ahead and... You know what? I'll do this on screen so you know I'm not... I'm not cheating. Let's do this the fair way. Well, let's do this like that. There you go. My hand wasn't in it to begin with. We got a -1. So, it is what? Mind 3. We have a mind stat of 3. So, -1. We will take a horror. That's not the worst. Could have been a lot worse than that. So, yeah, we'll just take that horror. And, we'll get on with our lives. You know what? These are too close. We need a discard pile for the bad stuff cards. There we go. Alright, so this knife is going to be pretty useless, honestly, because we have our hands taken up with our twin 45s. We're definitely going to need some more space here to kind of scooch some things over, maximize our space. Alright, so we have our turn. We're going to exhaust Lone Wolf to gain another resource, so that'll take us up to 3 resources. So let's start trying to get some clues, because we really need some clues to advance here. So we have 3 investigate, or 3 book stat versus the 2 shroud. And let's go ahead and use that as our very first action. And we got 0. Perfect. So we get one of these clues. Excellent. I'm going to toss that clue on over here. And then let's do it again. Let's just do it again. We don't need to set up or anything, and we're kind of like in a good spot. That's a -1 versus 2. Ties succeed. So we will go ahead and immediately spend both of these clues, add them back here, and we will advance the Act 1. So spent 2 clues. Let's see. You notice that the edges of your newfound purchased rug are tattered and mud-stained. Finding this odd, you shift the furniture aside and pull back the rug. To your surprise, you see the door leading out of your study. Slowly, you turn the knob and the door swings open, revealing the hallway below. You jump through the doorway, landing on your feet on soft dirt. The door to the study slams shut above you. The smell of burning wood fills the narrow hall, intermingled with the scent of rot and decay. Place into play the set-aside hallway, cellar, attic, and parlor. Discard each enemy in the study. Place each investigator in the hallway. Remove the study from the game because it is above us now. I'll do all that in just a second. Let's read the next act. The barrier. A glowing barrier blocks the path to your parlor. As you move towards it, intense heat forces you back away. Picking up a handful of dirt, you toss it at the barrier and watch in horror as the dirt incinerates. Perhaps there's something in the cellar or attic that can help. Objective: when the round ends, investigators in the hallway as a group may spend the requisite number of clues to advance, 3 per investigator. So we get rid of the study. It's out of here. We are now in the hallway with the attic, cellar, and parlor attached. We'll go cellar and attic to the sides, and we'll kind of push the parlor a little bit to the side so we can kind of see where we're at. If I had a bigger table, I probably would have put these all around the hallway. So let's take a look at the hallway, which is the place we are at. It looks like all of the locations there connect to the hallway, as you can see. So let's take a look at the hallway. It has 0 clues, 1 shroud. It says the walls of your house are splattered with mud and your hardwood floor is gone, replaced with a dirt path. You can see it being a little crazy here. So we are currently in the hallway. We still have 1 action remaining because we spent 2 of the actions to get clues. So I think we will spend our final action. What are we going to do here? I think we're going to spend our final action to simply just move. And let's go ahead and move to the attic because I'm pretty sure we need to move to all of these places. So let's take a look at what the attic says. It says the smell of rotten meat assaults your nostrils as you approach the attic upstairs. That is not a good sign. And then the attic itself has 1 shroud, 2 clues per investigator. Forced. After you enter the attic, take 1 horror. That's not good. We've already taken a horror. It says the bloody carcass of a malformed beast swings from a meat hook chained to the ceiling. Blood drains slowly from the carcass, dripping into a small barrel. Victory 1. So we get that victory 1 if we clear all of the clues from here by the end. And how many clues do we need to advance? We need 3 clues to advance. So we're definitely going to have to go to the cellar at least and get 1 more clue. And we will take the horror. We are down to 5 horror. Not a good start for good old Jenny Barnes here. And that is the end of our turn. Next up, we have the enemy phase. There are no enemies, so we can kind of skip over that. I get to draw a card. Ooh, elusive. This is one that helps me escape. So if we need to escape from enemies in the attic and kind of running down into the cellar, we can do that. It says fast, play only during your turn. Disengage from an enemy, engage with you, and move to a revealed location with no enemies. And we will get an additional 2 resources because Jenny Barnes is she's really good at gaining resources. So that is going to be the end of the turn here. We don't really have an upkeep phase here. We have everything. Let's go ahead and ready everything. Get 2 doom on the current agenda. And let's see what kind of bad stuff we got going for us. Oh, here we go. This is a flesh eater. It's a 4 power, 4 health, 1 evasion, humanoid, monster ghoul, spawn in the attic. Well, that is exactly where we are. So he's going to spawn in the attic, and he's immediately going to engage with us. So let's just we'll just set him right here on top of everything we got going on, because he is currently trying to murder us. He does 1 health point of damage and 2 sanity points of damage. So it looks like we got a fight here, which is nice. We got to show off some of the combat mechanics. So it is the start of my turn. I'm going to go ahead and use the reaction here on Lone Wolf to gain another resource. So I'm up to 6 resources. I do not believe that causes an attack of opportunity because it says here, if you're engaged with an enemy and spend an action to do anything other than fight, evade, parlay, or resign, it makes an attack of opportunity. We did not spend an action. It was kind of like a reaction, a free move kind of deal. So I don't think that actually provoked an attack of opportunity. And yeah, let's go ahead and fight this jabroni. He's pretty easy to escape, but we definitely want to, you know, kill him off and just get some clues from the attic. And we have our twin 45s here. We're packing. So it says Jenny Barnes only uses X ammo. Spend 1 ammo, fight. You get +2 for this attack, and it deals 1 additional damage. So we can basically kill this dude in 2 hits if we can get him. So let's see. I will spend an ammo. We're gonna twin pistols shoot up this dude, and we have a 3 attack +2. That's 5 versus his 4. That's still not great as I knock the camera. So, you know, let's buff that up a little bit. We'll pitch our knife to get a 6 attack. Basically, you can use any card in your hand for skill tests using the little symbol here. So all we have to do is discard it, commit it to the skill test, and we get that for this skill test only. So we have 6 versus 4. Not great, but we just need to kill this guy. We can always like evade him too, but I'd rather just kill him. So what do we got here? We got a -1. Take 2 damage, my dude. Take 2 damage. Sweet, and we're gonna do that again. We're gonna fire off another round on this. Now it's just gonna be 5 versus the 4, but maybe we'll be lucky here. Let's see. -3, not lucky. That is a 2 versus the 4. Does he have retaliate? He does not have retaliate. All right, so now we have 1 more action. We can either try to evade him, which could be good. You know, his evade is only 1, or we can just try to finish him off. I like just trying to finish him off, even though we don't have a huge attack value here. I think it's good just to kill him. So let's give it another shot. We will literally give it another shot and try to kill him. We got -4. No. Alrighty, so that's Arkham for you. Let's see what we have some here. So we have this elusive. We could do the elusive if we wanted to. Oh, we had the dexterity too. We could have evaded him pretty easily. That's okay. I could use the elusive here and just kind of disengage from him. Do I have to? It says disengage and move to a revealed location with no enemies. Okay, you know what? Just to save some damage, we're going to play this elusive. We're all out of actions for this turn. Let's flip over our card here. But this is fast, which means it does not take up any of our actions. So we're going to play elusive for 2. And we're going to disengage from the flesh eater. Doesn't have hunter, so he's just going to stay chilling in the attic. And we're going to immediately move into the hallway, because it is the only revealed location that's connected to the attic. So that's going to be our turn. The enemy phase will happen. He readies and he would engage with us, but he's currently just going to chill in there. Doesn't have hunter, so he doesn't move. We get to draw a card. Ooh, another deny existence. Really good. And then we gain 2 more resources. And then we ready all of our actions and everything for the next turn. And we progress. So bad stuff phase happens, or the Mythos phase. We just call it bad stuff phase. This is going to advance because it's going to get its third. It's going to get its third doom. So let's see what happens here. Your house continues to change before your very eyes. The walls have decayed and the ground in many rooms has turned to dirt. It's almost if you've been transported somewhere else entirely, although every now and again you recognize elements of your former home. The lead investigator must decide. Choose one. Either each investigator discards 1 card at random, or the lead investigator takes 2 horror. Well, I don't want to take 2 horror because I've already taken 2 horror, and that will put me so much closer to death. So let's get a good randomization here. And yeah, I mean, there's probably a way to determine what this card is, but I'm not smart enough to do it. So let's just pick the middle card. Oh, it's one of our deny existences. That's fine. We had 2 of them anyway. So let's see. The new agenda is Rise of the Ghouls. The floor beneath you is giving away, and you see a vast network of tunnels twisting into the darkness below. Shapes and silhouettes of strange creatures move swiftly through the tunnels, trying to find a way up. You probably don't want to be there when they do. Or you probably don't want to be here when they do find a way up. Alright, so that was that phase. We still have to draw a bad stuff card. This is Crypt Chill. Test for mind. If you fail, choose and discard an asset you control. If you cannot take 2 damage instead. Well, probably going to discard this Lone Wolf if we fail. And we probably will fail. I don't have any way to pump up our mind stat. Well, we do, but we don't want to... We could just use Deny Existence to get rid of that. Let's see what happens first. So let's just go ahead and test Mind 4. Ugh. We need to get a +1 to beat this. That's probably not going to happen. There's only 2 tokens in this whole bag that would actually help with that. That's an auto fail. That's an auto fail. So let's see what we want to do. Deny Existence says play when an encounter or enemy attack would cause you to do one of the things. What do we want to do? We can probably just lose the Lone Wolf, honestly, and save this for something better. Because we already have like a ton of resources. And the Lone Wolf is just kind of stocking us up for like some better... I have some pretty expensive cards in the deck, but I think we'll be okay for now. So we'll just get rid of that, because we don't really have those cards. The cards in our hand are basically free. So, yeah. Let's just move on to the Investigator phase. We can go back and fight him. That would take 2 actions. Or let's just go to the cellar, because that guy can just... He can just stay there. So here we have the cellar. It says the stairs leading down to the cellar are slick, and they glisten with a thin layer of ice. Cellar, 4 Shroud. After you enter the cellar, take 1 damage. 4 Shroud is not good for us, to be honest. Not good for us at all. So this has 2 clues, and we take a damage. That sucks, because it means to go back into the attic. It means we're going to have to take a horror, which is a huge bummer. So let's go ahead and... We still have 2 more actions. We can draw some cards. I think drawing some cards is probably a good idea to try to, you know, because we have 7 turns here before we advance next. So I think it's probably a good idea to draw some cards here and try to get some stuff to help us succeed on these kind of things. Otherwise, it's a very, very unlikely chance that we beat that 4. So we'll use an action to draw a card. Ooh, Ward of Protection. This is another one of our non-green cards. It says fast, play when you draw a non-weakness treachery card, cancel that card's effect, then take a horror. That could be good. That could be really good. I'd like to put some cancel effects in this deck because we're playing single player and we don't have a buddy who can kind of take the hits for us. So let's simply just draw another card. Oh, this is our other emergency cache. All right, not the best turn, but we're kind of stocking up our hand for some stuff, so that's not too bad. We have the phase where we get some stuff. Enemy phase happens, nothing happens. He doesn't chase us down or anything. So we're going to get 2 more resources and draw another card. Ooh, Intel Report. This is exactly what we needed. Intel Report says event, costs 2 to play, has 2 book icons. It says discover 1 clue at your location. Reaction, when you play Intel Report, increase its cost by 2, change it to discover... Or change discover 1 clue to discover 2 clues. And we can also change it to when you play Intel Report, increase its cost by 2, change at your location to a location up to 2 connections away. So this is going to be a good way to snatch up some clues. I put a lot of cards like this in the deck because Jenny can get a lot of resources, and we can spend those resources to do really big effects. So yeah, we're definitely going to do that on next turn. So we have the Mythos phase. Got a Doom on the agenda. Let's flip over the bad stuff. Grasping Hands. Test 3 foot for each point you fail by. Take a damage. You know what? Let's go ahead and use our manual dexterity to increase it by 2. So we have a base of 3 because we have base of 3 for everything. So we have 5, and if we succeed, we get a draw card. So let's go ahead and do that. That's pretty good. I mean, we need to get -2 or lower to succeed. And we got -1. Success. Good, we needed one of those. So we take no damage at all. And we get to draw a card. Yo, this card's really good too. This is one that I discarded at the start because we didn't really need it to fight any enemies. But it's basically the same thing as Intel Report, but for evading dudes. Really sweet. Only non-elite dudes. Though we can make it elite, I believe so. No, it's always non-elite. Anyway, let's go ahead and continue our turn. So now we have 3 actions. I think what we should do is we should definitely just play the Intel Report. And we're going to spend 4 resources here. Play Intel Report and get both of these clues. Most excellent. And then we have some more actions. The cellar is all completed, so let's get out of here. So we move from the cellar to the hallway. We have 1 more action left. Probably don't want to move into the attic, because if we move into the attic, the Flesh Eater will engage us automatically and then attack us. So we want to do that on a turn where we can actually just kill him right off the bat. So what I'll do instead is I will just draw a card. Ooh, we got our Derringer. Not too bad. When we're out of ammo on the twin 45s, we can use the Derringer here, or we can also just use it as a skill card. So that's going to be our turn. Enemy phase, nothing happens because this dude is just going to stay chilling there. We're going to get another 2 resources, and then all of our stuff readies back up. We got back to the start of the turn. Mythos phase, got another Doom, and let's draw some bad stuff. We got a swarm of rats. Hunter, creature, 1, 1, and 3. Alright, the rats are currently attacking us. I think we can just kill them without using our twin 45s, because they only have 1 attack that we have to beat, and we just have to deal them 1 damage. So I think that's what we're gonna do here. Do I want to discard my Derringer to pump that up? Honestly, not really. Not really. Let's just fight the rats. We're just gonna fight the rats. So basically anything -2 or less is going to be a success here. And we got +1. Why don't we get the +1 when fighting the ghoul? Got the +1 while fighting like the crappy rats. Alright, the rats are dead. So that's our first action. So we can move into the attic and then engage, like move into the attic. He's going to automatically engage with us, and then we have 1 shot to kill him. I think we should do that. Like, why wouldn't we? Let's just do that. Who dares wins, right? So let's move into the attic. The attic is going to trigger. It says force when you enter the attic, take a horror. That we can do that. We can take a horror. We're still good for the time being. It's all good. It's all good. The Flesh Eater is going to engage with us automatically. We don't have to engage with it. And then we're going to spend our last action to do an attack. And what kind of attack do we want to do? We're going to fire off on the twin 45s. And I think I'm going to pitch this Derringer to boost up the skill, because 5 versus 4 isn't great. 6 versus 4 is much better, so we're gonna do that. So let's see. This Flesh Eater, I think, is like one of the hardest enemies in this scenario. We got -1. Yeah, there we go. So that is 5 versus 4. He takes another 2 damage. Oh, we need to spend one of our resources. Takes another 2 damage and dies. He also has Victory 1. So if we were playing this in a prolonged campaign, he would have given us 1 more experience at the end of the campaign. So we're going to set him aside. Technically, he goes into the discard pile, but he also goes into the victory display. I think he just goes into the victory display. I don't think he goes into the discard pile. So yeah, that is our turn. Technically, you would flip over your investigator so you know you're done. So when other people make their turns, you're not like, oh, have I gone yet? Anyway, so that's our turn. Enemy phase happens. Enemies, no enemies. So none of that stuff happens. We gain 2 more resources and draw a card. This is our second lone wolf. Not too bad. We have a ton of resources here. We still have cards we can use these. We have a Thompson machine gun that uses 6 resources, so you know it'll be useful. All right, so we ready our investigator. We got another Doom, and then let's check out the bad stuff. This is another swarm of rats. All right, just relentless rats. All right, so it is our turn again. I think we just kill the rats. So let's kill the rats. Yeah, you definitely need to be able to get clues and to deal with enemies if you're playing by yourself. We got a -1. We weren't shooting, if that wasn't obvious. We were just going to be fighting them like we did last time. So -1, so our 2 beats the rat's 1. And then let's try to investigate. It's only 1 versus our 3 books, so yeah, not too bad. So let's go ahead and investigate. I'm not going to commit anything to this. So it's just 3 versus 1. And we got... Ooh, okay, what is this? It says... Earth. Easy, standard, play on standard. -1 if you fail, take a horror. Well, luckily, it is just -1. So that is a success. That is a 2 versus the 1, so we get a clue. And do I need any more clues? I don't remember if I need more clues. But this does have a victory on it, so if I was playing like in a campaign, I definitely want to get as many victory points as possible. So let's just use our last action, and we'll just try to get that last clue, just in case. We only need 3 to advance, but it's fine. We got a skull. What is skull? -X, X number of ghoul enemies at your location. Well, guess what? That's a 0. There are no ghouls at our location. We'll get our final clue here. And that will end our turn. Flip over good old Jenny Barnes. And then we get to gain another 2 resources. And then we get... Oop, gotta move this. It's kind of hard to pick up sometimes. Come on, dude. There we go. We can draw a card. Weakness. Nope, flashlight. Ooh, flashlight. Would have been useful before, though we can't use it because we got the twin... The twin gunsies, because it requires a hand. Alright, so... Mythos phase happens. Got another Doom, so we're at 4 on that, and then we got a bad stuff card. Frozen in Fear. This card is awful. So it says Frozen in Fear. Put into play into your threat area. The first time you perform one of the following actions: move, fight, or evade each round. It costs an additional action. Force at the end of your turn. Test -3. If you succeed, discard it. So that sucks. Our card is now readied once more. Alright, so I think we should play the Lone Wolf. Well, we already have like a bunch of resources, honestly. Maybe we don't need the Lone Wolf. Yeah, you know what? Let's just try to move. So it's going to cost us 2 actions to move, which kind of sucks. But that's fine. We'll spend 2 actions to move back to the hallway, because we need to be in the hallway to advance the current act, right? So it says 3 clues per investigator. When the round ends, investigators in the hallway may... Okay, so it's only when the round ends. Okay, so we can't spend it right now. So I still have 1 more action. I could... Oops, knock the camera. I could play a card, but none of these cards really need to be played right now. I could play this Lone Wolf. Do we even need it? I don't even know if we need... I don't even know if we need it. Yeah, you know what? Might as well just play it. No. Let's just draw a card. Yeah, forget that. We have 6 cards in our hand. We'll go up to 8 this turn if I draw this. And 8 is the total number of cards you can have in your hand. So let's draw a card. Ooh, Alice Luxley. Very nice. Well, I wish I had another action so I could play her. Really good. After you discover a clue, exhaust her and deal 1 damage to an enemy at your location. Gets +1 book. Alright, not too bad, not too bad. Enemy phase happens. There's no enemies. We gain 2 more clues, or 2 more resources. Get to draw another card. Got another knife. And now our hand is full. Oh, before we drew, we actually needed to do the Frozen in Fear. So pretend that I didn't have this knife, though it doesn't really matter. Do I want to discard any cards to get rid of this? I probably should. Honestly. Well, but the cards that would actually give us a bonus to that, we actually want to keep. Yeah, whatever. Let's just test it. It's 3 versus 3. That's pretty tough, but I don't really want to discard my cards. This is greed. Maximum greed. And we get -2. We do not succeed. Alright. Well, that sucks. Alright, so at the end of the round, it says investigators may spend. We don't have to spend. We may spend. You know what? Let's not do it yet. Let's wait 1 more turn before we advance. Because this is a little bit of metagaming, but I kind of know what happens once we advance and some shit goes down. So let's just not do that yet. And we're going to save up and we're going to build up our board here so we can prepare for what's going to happen. Because we still have a lot of turns left before the Rise of Ghouls advances. We have 3 turns left. So I think that's not too bad. So yeah, we're not going to spend them. It says they may as a group spend. So yeah, we're not going to do that. So we're going to put one more Doom on the agenda, and then draw another bad stuff card. This is, oh my god, this is actually the worst. Put it into play in your threat area. You cannot play assets or events. At the end of the round, discard it. So, we wanted to play assets and events. Now we cannot. That's horrible. Okay, so what are we going to do instead? Instead, we are just going to draw some cards, I guess. I mean, I have 3 actions to do nothing. I guess I'm going to draw some cards. Let's try to get some just cards to set up, I guess. So we'll draw 1. Oh, there's our Thompson. Nice. Really, really good. Yeah, you might play the Thompson to replace this. We'll draw another card. Ooh, Tennessee Sour Mash. Next turn's going to be great. I think we'll wait another turn too. And then we'll draw one more card. Another Alice Luxley. We're definitely going to have to discard down here. So enemy phase. There are no enemies. Nothing happens. Discard the Dissident Voices. We were supposed to check for this before the enemy phase, but you know what? Let's get rid of that crap. I still don't have anything to help with it though, except for the Tennessee Sour Mash. It's just so good though. Yeah, whatever. We'll spend the Tennessee Sour Mash, and no, I think we want to keep those. Yeah, we'll spend the Tennessee Sour Mash. So we have 4 versus the 3. Not great odds, but there's a lot of -1s in here, so if we get a -1, that means we will succeed. And we got a skull, which is a -X, where X is the number of ghouls in our location. Sweet. So that is a 0. This Frozen in Fear gets the hell out of here. And then we get 2 more resources. We're going to have a spicy turn next turn. And we draw another card. Another Thompson. Nice. And then we're going to discard... Or no. Yeah. Cool, now we need to discard. Okay, so I'm going to discard this knife, because who cares? I'm going to discard this flashlight. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We need to discard one more card. We're going to discard this emergency cash. Cool. That's pretty good. Got some guns. Got some companions. We're probably going to play... How many resources do we freaking have? We have 12. So we can play Thompson and Alice next turn, and the Lone Wolf. I think that's what we'll do next turn. So we're not going to spend the resources one more time. We're not going to spend our clues. Bad stuff, it's going to go up to 6. And then we have another Frozen in Fear. Are you kidding me? Alright. Well, good thing we didn't get the Dissident Whispers, because that would have been awful. So, let's see. We have 3 actions. To move or whatever... costs 2 additional actions. Move, fight, or evade. That's fine. We're not going to do that right now. I'm going to spend, what is it, 11 resources here? 6 plus 4 plus 1 is 11. Yeah, we're going to drop all of these. So let's get rid of 11 resources, because we currently have 12. So we're going to spend all but 1. And then, we're going to scoot this over. We're going to discard our Jenny's twin 45s, because they're just about as good as the Thompson. The Thompson has 5 shots compared to the 3 shots we had, and we just kind of want to set up. So we have the Thompson with 5 shots, and the Thompson gets +2. Well, so did the Jennies, but it's the same basically. We have Alice, and we played our Lone Wolf. So that's gonna set us up really nicely for the remainder of this. So she can take some damage from us, and if we ever need to use the book stat, we got her. Also, if we discover clues for some reason, we can do some damage, and we have a gun. And I think that's pretty good. That is pretty good. This turn, we will actually spend those clues. And we have a pretty good hand, too, going into this. So, at the end of our turn, test 3. We're going to test that. I don't have anything to commit to it. Well, I don't have anything I'm willing to commit to it. So, hopefully we got like a +1 or a 0 here. Let's do one in the corner. One of these corner ones. We got a skull. Skull is -X, or it's ghouls. Perfect. So we have no ghouls. We succeed. We gain 2 resources and draw a card. We gotta. There's gotta be a weakness sitting in here somewhere. Well, there's 2 weaknesses, but I'm very surprised we haven't gotten one yet. I've been kind of planning on it, like getting one, but c'est la vie. We'll spend 3 clues here, and we're going to advance. So this is going to be a very spicy turn, because this is going to advance, and then that's going to advance. So let's see what happens here first. It says, using the barrel from the attic, you carry ice and snow from the cellar and hurl it at the barrier. The barrier sparks and shudders as it consumes the ice, then hisses and fades out of existence. Who would have thought water would have just worked? The barrier blocking the passage into the parlor has vanished. Reveal the parlor. Put the set-aside Lita Chantler into play in the parlor. Spawn the set-aside Ghoul Priest in the hallway. So we have the Ghoul Priest and Lita Chantler. So here is the parlor. Let's kind of move the cellar and the attic over here, because I do not intend on moving to them anytime soon. Here's the parlor. And then we have Lita Chantler is in the parlor, and this Ghoul Priest, which is an awful monstrosity, is in the hallway. Correct? He's in the hallway? Yep, Ghoul Priest is in the hallway, so he's going to engage with us. So Lita Chantler is in the parlor. It says, what have you done? A woman with a torch stands in the parlor, a glimmer of hatred in her eyes. What have you done to my barrier? She screams, furious. Before you can answer, a ghastly wail sounds behind you, and a creature wearing robes and a deer skull mask tears through the wall, advancing towards you. Objective, if the Ghoul Priest is defeated, advance. So let's take a look at the parlor real quick. The parlor said, the entrance to the parlor is blocked by a darkly glowing, unfathomable barrier. You cannot move into the parlor. Well, we just smashed that barrier. It says, 2 Shroud, 0. Resign. This is too much for me. You run out of the front door, fleeing in panic. So we can resign if we want to. We're not going to do that. While Lita Chantler is not controlled by a player, she gains Parlay Test for Book. If you succeed, take control of Lita Chantler. And she's pretty good, actually. So she says, while you control her, she gains each investigator at your location gains +1 fight. And then a reaction when an investigator at your location successfully attacks a monster, deal 1 damage. Or deal +1 damage. She has 3 and 3. We don't really want to take control of her, honestly. We already have someone here. The Lita is quite good. Yeah, so this Ghoul Priest is attacking us. He has 5 health per investigator. Prey is highest attack. Hunter retaliate. So if we miss, he's going to hit us back. He does quite a bit of damage, honestly. And we are not looking good for sanity because he does 2 of each. So we need to kill him. It would take us 3 actions to kill him. Luckily, I have some cards that help mitigate that. So I think we're going to fight until we can't fight no more. So that was the end of the turn. Now, this is going to advance. It's going to get 1 more doom. And that's going to put it to 7 doom. And let's see what happens here. A feral beast, roughly humanoid with a canine cast and hooves for feet, tears through the ground in front of you. Below the floor, you can see tunnels beneath your house. Fiendish howling echoes deep within the underground caverns. Shuffle the encounter discard pile into the encounter deck. Discard cards from the top of the encounter deck until a ghoul enemy is discarded. The lead investigator draws that enemy. All right, here we go. I'm gonna be fighting 2 dudes. Hopefully we get one that's like spawns in the cellar or the attic, so it's not like on our location. So give me a second. I'm gonna shuffle these up. All right, here we go. Top card, not a ghoul. Also not a ghoul. Also not a ghoul. All right, we're just gonna go through these really quick. Oh, there we go. We got a ravenous ghoul. That sucks. This guy's actually pretty tough. Ravenous ghoul, lowest remaining health. Well, that's gonna be us, and it's gonna be attacking us here. All right, so that's definitely a problem. Yeah, that's definitely a problem. We still have to reveal the bad stuff. So, oh, here we go. Also, we did not read the front of this. It says, you hear crazed howls inside, and suddenly all the creatures turn their attention to that sound. They rush to escape the house, breaking doors and clawing at everything in their way. Force, at the end of the enemy phase, each unengaged ghoul enemy moves 1 location towards the parlor. Forced, at the end of each round, place 1 doom on the agenda for each ghoul enemy in the hallway and parlor, or hallway or parlor. Well then, at the end of the round. Okay, so things are getting tough here. Things are getting tough here. We could, let's see, we could evade these jabronis. Like we could play decoy, and then evade a non-elite enemy at your location. When you played decoy, increases cost by 2, change a non-elite to up to 2 non-elite enemies. We'll probably need to do that. We don't have the resources though. We only have 3. That's a little rough. And then play decoy, increases cost by 2 locations away. Okay. So we actually do have enough. So at the start of my turn, I'm going to activate my lone wolf to gain a resource. So that's great. Now we have enough resources to do this. Unfortunately, what does she need to parlay? She needs book. Okay. And do we have any books? We have some books. Okay. So we're going to try to gain control of Lita Chandler now that there's 2 freaking ghouls here. So what we're going to do is I'm going to play decoy, and I'm going to play the 4-cost decoy to automatically evade 2 enemies, and then move to, it says automatically evade an non-elite enemy at your location. So I still need to move. Okay. But I'll automatically evade both of these. So I spent 2 to automatically evade both of these. Oh no! The ghoul priest is elite. Hold on. Hold on. Okay, change your plan. It says humanoid monster ghoul elite. It says non-elite. Well, that sucks. Okay. So change your plan. Change your plan. We can just try to kill him. We have 3 actions. I mean, fire, fire, fire. If we hit him 3 times in a row, he'll die. But it's going to be our 5 versus his 4. And that's not great. That's not great. We could do evade on the ghoul priest using manual dexterity. So that would be a 5 versus his 4. It's still 5 versus 4 just to evade. Man, that's rough. Yeah, it's pretty rough. Okay. We don't have a ton of options here. Don't have a ton of options. You know what? Would this have worked? Play when you draw a non-weakness treachery card. Well, I don't know if that would have worked on the ravenous ghoul here. Wait, do we even draw the bad stuff? What was the bad stuff? We didn't draw the bad stuff. We still have to draw the bad stuff. Okay, so it's not actually our turn yet. Pardon me. Get a doom. Oh, we already got a doom on the agenda because it advanced. Gotcha, gotcha. We didn't draw the bad stuff. What's the bad stuff? Test 3 mine for each you fail by, take a horror. Well, I'm not gonna spend any cards on that. So we'll see how that goes. It's 3 versus 3. Auto fail. We take 3. 3 horror is quite bad. Let's just use our deny existence and not take 3 horror. It says when an encounter card or enemy attack would cause you to do one of the following: discard cards, lose resources, lose action, take damage, or take horror. Ignore that aspect. We're not going to take horror. So, yeah, let's not take horror. Okay, so got rid of that card. That sucks, but it needed to be done. All right, so I think what we're gonna do is we just need to start blasting. We just need to start blasting. So it would be nice to get Lita, because if we got Lita, we could kill it in 2 hits. Because this would deal +1 damage, and then Lita would let us deal +1 damage because they're both monster enemies. So if we can get to Lita and then get her on our side, that's a lot of rolls. I mean, so we need to evade both of these guys and then get to Lita, and then we would need to parlay her. And her parlay is 4. And we have 4. So it'd be 4 versus 4 plus this would be 5 versus 4. There's a lot of 5 versus 4s here. Because we could also do manual dexterity to evade the ghoul priest. Oh, the ghoul priest has retaliate too, so if we miss, that's gonna suck. Alright, so I think what we're gonna do is we're going to use our manual dexterity and try to evade the ghoul priest. I think that's what we gotta do. In a 2-player game, what you could do is have one person engage the ghoul priest and the other person go to lead a Chantler and then get her and then come back and just clean house. That's what we did when we played, but we don't have that option. So I'm gonna try to evade. I have 5 evade versus the 4. Do I have any other cards I can pump? Evade. I have this one, but I'm gonna use this one to evade the Ravenous Ghoul. So here we go. Try to evade the Ghoul Priest. We got -1. I think that's enough. We have our 5 versus the 4 there. Yeah, sweet. So we do evade the Ghoul Priest, and since this was successful, we get to draw a card. That is Hard Knocks. Not too bad. Not too bad. This would have been really good to have earlier, to be honest. So the Ghoul Priest is going to evade, or he's going to get evaded. And then for our second action, we are going to... Let's see. I think we should just move and take the hits from the Ravenous Ghoul. I think that's the best play because we can still parlay without doing an attack of opportunity. So yeah, so we're gonna move here, and the Ravenous Ghoul is gonna follow us, and it's gonna deal 1 attack or 1 damage each, and we're gonna put them on our little friend down here, and then we're going to try to parlay lead a Chantler, because once we get her, we'll have to discard Alice down here. And the reason I'm doing this is because at the end of the enemy phase, each unengaged ghoul enemy moves 1 location towards the parlor. So the Ghoul Priest and the Ravenous Ghoul are both going to move to the parlor anyway, and they're going to automatically engage me, which means basically that evading the Ravenous Ghoul doesn't do anything, and since I'm discarding her anyway, doesn't matter if she takes a little bit of extra damage. So yeah, I think that's what has to happen here. And so I still have one more action left, and I'm going to try to parlay with Lita here. So I'm gonna do the parlay. The parlay is a test 4 book. I currently have 1 book from Alice, plus my 1 book here, plus my discard. So that's discarding this. So that's 6 versus 4. Let's see what we got. Basically, we need a -2 or less. We haven't even gotten the blue thing this entire game. We had a +1. There we go. Not too bad. Not too bad at all. Okay, so we're gonna gain control of Lita Chantler here, which means Alice, unfortunately, will get discarded, which is fine. She has served her purpose. And so Lita, we've used all of our actions. Lita does gives us +1 for attack, and then she deals an extra damage to enemies. So the Ravenous Ghoul is going to make an attack, and I'm going to put the damage on Lita because she's got 3 health and 3 sanity. She can take a little bit of damage. And it also says forced at the end of the enemy phase, each unengaged ghoul enemy moves 1 location towards the parlor. Since he's not readied yet, because he doesn't ready until the upkeep phase, does he still move? He just says he's unengaged moves, but I don't think he moves yet. I don't think he moves yet. I'm going to say that he doesn't move yet. I don't actually know. I would have to get the manual out. Where's the manual? I'm going to get the manual. Because when you evade an enemy, he gets exhausted. So the Ghoul Priest is currently exhausted, and it doesn't ready until the upkeep phase. It says ready all exhausted cards in the upkeep phase. Because in the enemy phase, enemies with a hunter keyword move, and then each unengaged enemy attacks. And so they would attack, and then after the enemy phase, they come back. So here we have move. It doesn't say, so I think it does move. But it's still exhausted, which means it doesn't automatically engage me. I think that's how this works. Because then it would ready now, and then it would attack me, or it wouldn't attack me, but it would engage with me now. Okay, I think that's how this is gonna work. Don't quote me on that. I think that's how that works. All right, so it says force at the end of the round, place a doom on the agenda for each ghoul in the hallway. So this gets 2 doom. And by hallway, I mean hallway or parlor. This is gonna ready up. And then we are, oh, I forgot to gain resources and draw a card. So I gain 2 resources and draw a card. Oh no, we have our weakness. This is our signature weakness, searching for Izzy. Yeah, this is not gonna happen. Revelation, attach searching for Izzy to the location furthest from you. Investigate if you succeed, blah, blah, blah. When the game ends, if searching for Izzy is in play, Jenny Barnes suffers 1 mental trauma. Well, Jenny is probably gonna suffer some mental trauma. We'll say this is gonna be in the attic. They're all kind of the same distance. The attic and the cellar are kind of the same distance away from us. So that's fine. We didn't need a card anyway. So, bad stuff phase. Get another doom. Get a bad stuff thing. Let's see. What is this? Obscuring fog. Attach to your location. Limit 1 per location. Attached location has +2 shroud. After the location has been successfully investigated, discard it. Well, that's basically really good for us because we do not care at all about the shroud on this location. So, our turn starts. We are going to spend Lone Wolf to gain a resource. I don't think we need the resources, but might as well. I could play Hard Knocks and take an attack of opportunity here. It would have been nice to actually play this because we could spend resources to pump our attacks. But I don't think we can survive 3 of each, because that's what would hit us. If we took an attack of opportunity, we would take 3 of each. So we need to kill these guys. I can kill the Ghoul Priest in 2 hits. I think that's what we need to do, because we need to kill the Ghoul Priest to advance. We can kill the Ravenous Ghoul in a single hit, but I think we need to kill the Ghoul Priest. So we are going to do that. At least we're going to try to do that. So, do I want to discard the Hard Knocks? Let's not do it for the first one. So we're gonna spend 1 resource from our Thompson, and we're gonna go fire in. Lita Chandler is gonna give us +1. Thompson's gonna give us +2. So that's 6 versus the 4. There's a lot of room for failure here, but let's see if we can get a success. It's a -3. That is a failure. That sucks. Okay. Well, let's try it again. We're gonna try it. We're gonna try it again. So we spend another resource. Come on, good eats. Let's get some good eats. We've been pretty unlucky this game. Well, I don't know. We got a +1. That's a 0. There we go. That takes 3 damage. So that is +1 from there and +1 from Lita. And we just need to hit it 1 more time. Just 1 more time. So we have 1 more move or 1 more action. I think we just go for it. I think we just have to go for it. And this time, let's discard our Thompson and our Hard Knocks. So that's another +2. So that's 8. 8 versus 4. So I think we win unless we get the tentacle. I think the auto fail is the only way to fail here. And we got the star. The star is +1 for each resource we have. We have 7 resources. So that's a +7. That's pretty good. We have, what, 15 versus the 4? All right, we take it. So we deal the Ghoul Priest another 3 damage. It dies. Get out of here. Get out. I could have, man. I was like, we're gonna get the tentacle. I just know it. All right, so the Ghoul Priest will die. Does have a victory too, which is excellent. And then let's read what happens here. If the Ghoul Priest is defeated, advance. When the robed creature falls, the fiendish swarm burrows back to the ground, and the chaos of the house quiets. But the stranger in your parlor doesn't seem relieved. You broke my seal that was set to trap the ghouls within. She raises her torch. Now we must make more direct measures and burn this hell pit to the ground. The lead investigator must decide. Choose one. It was never much of a home. Burn it down. R1. This hell pit is my home. No way we're burning it. R2. Jenny's kind of a wanderer. Because it says Drifter on her card. It says Drifter. So we're burning it. Burn that place. Burn it to the ground. So let's go to the resolution here. We go to R... wait, what did it say? R1 to burn it to the ground. Let's go ahead and read that to avoid spoilers. I will take it off the screen. You nod and allow the red-haired woman to set the walls and floor of your house ablaze. The fire spreads quickly, and you run out the front door to avoid being caught in the inferno. From the sidewalk, you watch as everything you own is consumed by the flames. Come with me, the woman says. You must be told of the threat that lurks below. Alone, we are surely doomed, but together, we can stop it. In your campaign log, record that your house has burned to the ground. The lead investigator earns the lead enchantler card and may include it in his or her deck. It's a pretty good card. It costs 0. This card does not count towards that investigator's deck size. The lead investigator suffers 1 mental trauma from watching his or her home become a smoldering ruin. And we also get another mental trauma for failing to do this. Which, you know, c'est la vie. We start off with only 5 sanity, which is pretty rough then. Each investigator earns experience equal to victory X value in the display. Each investigator earns 2 bonus as he or she gains insight into the hidden world of the Mythos. So let's see. We would have gained if this was a campaign. We would have gained 3 plus the 2, 4, 5, and then 6, 7. Did the parlor? No. So we would have gained 7 experience. That's pretty good. It's a pretty good like first game here. Though I did use a lot of cards from across multiple different expansions. As you can see down here, the little symbol. This one is from Cycle Undone, or Circle Undone. This is a core set card. Circle Undone. Actually, I've used a lot of Circle Undone. This is a Dunwich card. Did I use any from Carcosa? I don't know if I used any from Carcosa. But yeah, that was my very first gameplay video of Arkham Horror. Let me know what you thought about it. Let me know what you thought of Jenny Barnes. I don't have every card in existence, so this is kind of a deck that I just kind of threw together. I wanted to use cards that used her ability to spend a lot of resources, like Intel Report here. Intel Report is super good. Was at the bottom of the deck. And then our random weakness was the tower. I chose this one at random, and it's a pretty bad one for Jenny. It says you cannot commit cards to skill tests while the tower is in your hand. If the tower is drawn in your opening hand during your mulligan, you cannot replace it and must stay in your opening hand. So basically you have to play it for the 4 cost, which is pretty bad. We do gain a lot of resources with Jenny, but we want to spend those resources on other things and not wasting our actions. So anyway, that was the video. Leave a like, comment, subscribe if you liked the video. Please let me know what you thought of this. This is my very first gameplay video ever. I was considering doing this with Robin, doing our main Dunwich campaign. I'm not sure how I would set it up. It was kind of hard to get this all set up to be visible as it was. Let me know what you thought of the setup. I'm very, very curious of that. I would like some feedback on that. I guess I could pull this back and get kind of more of a bird's head view or bird's eye view. Bird's head view. What the hell is that? Bird's eye view. And maybe instead of holding the cards up to the screen so you can see them, maybe I'll just get digital images or something. I don't know. Let me know what you think. Also, check out my Patreon. I always forget to mention that, but check out my Patreon if you like this content and if you want me to do more of this content. Anyway, thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time for some more card game content. Have a good one, all. I'll see you later.